I mean, I'm talking to him.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
chatting.
yeah. But if you want to address something to Malawians directly, you can look directly to the camera.
Uh-huh.
Like, if you want to make an emphasis to the people, you can look directly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Face2Face Podcast, and my name is Victor DAFFRECE. And today, this episode, I am so sure that it will keep you glued to the screens. Today, we will discuss about politics as well as football. And guess who my guest is? I am having Honorable Walter Nyamilandu Manda, who is the newly elected Member of Parliament for Sanje South West. Glad you could join us. Honorable, welcome to Face2Face Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Victor.
How are you?
Very well.
Okay.
And yourself?
Very well, thanks. Congratulations for attaining yourself a seat in the Parliament.
Thank you.
Great, great. Many people relate with you as someone that has been in the football administration for quite a very long time. As a player, as a football administrator at a higher level, can you just give people a little bit of your background in football?
Yeah, indeed. Football has been in my blood. Played football ever since I was young. I grew up in the Lower Shire, so I played for Sugar Babies and then Sukoma Football Club. When I went to secondary school, Blanda Secondary School, I still used to play in the Premier League with Sukoma Football Club. Then we went to university, Chancellor College. I played there for University Football Club, took it into the Super League, then joined the Wanderers, went to the national team. I had a chance to go and play professional football in the UK. So yeah, I played football. I started as a defender, as a striker, then moved and became a defender. So yeah, after that, when I retired, did some jobs with Wanderers as a team manager and as their secretary before the opportunity arose at farm to become a farm president. And then went all the way to become a FIFA council member. I'm a CAF executive member. So I've done everything, literally, that every football player would want to do, every football fan would want to do, literally, from playing football to leadership, to now a member of parliament. Also worked for Ilovo Sugar for 21 years. So it's been a very eventful life, very eventful life.
That's a very interesting background as far as your history in football is concerned. Now, looking back, it seems that you were passionate about education, you were passionate about sport. I wanted to understand this dynamic. Being someone that was talented as a footballer, also pursuing education at the same time, weren't these two pursuits of your life conflicting with each other?
No, they were not, because I knew how to balance my time. In actual fact, the more I played football, the more I excelled in class. And I found sports, or rather football, to be healthy to my studies. You know, I would be very sharp in class, very attentive in class. So, as I say, a healthy mind makes a healthy body. But it's just a question of striking a right balance. Where people get it wrong, so they overdo football to the extent of not attending classes. But if you strike a right balance, these things are possible, and I'm a living example. Because even when I went to University of Malawi, I still played for University of Malawi. I was a captain for University of Malawi. At one stage, even a coach. I would play matches every weekend, but I made sure I had time for prep. Okay, if there was an assignment in the morning, I made sure before I played football, my assignment was done and submitted in good time. So at the beginning, it was tough because my mom was tough. She was the headmaster of Chakwa Secondary School. So she was very strict, but we agreed that as long as I passed in class, she would not interfere with my football. So it worked very well.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you that parents, you are a parent. Parents most of the times are quite paranoid when their children are also taking or are showing interest in other pursuits other than education. Their assumption is that you will be distracted along the way. Glad that you have explained something about your mom actually being as well as in the education sector. Was there support from your home as regards to your pursuits in football?
Yeah, there was support. My dad was a human resource manager for Sukoma at that time, Ilovo now. He was the chairman of Sukoma Football Club. So he naturally supported me to go and play football. On the other side, my mom was a headmistress at Chakwa Secondary School, and she was very strict. But there was a gentleman's agreement, although with my mom.
Yeah.
But it was a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Okay? Say, look, as long as you pass, we will not interfere. And the grades were very good, very good. And she was always impressed because I was always top of the class. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I was always top of the class. So she was very happy and she let me play. The most important thing is to look at passions. These are passions that all of us have. And we have talent in different areas. And you never know what tomorrow brings. You never know what will make you successful in life tomorrow. So we can't put all our eggs in one basket, and say, just focus on school. Let the kids be free when they go to school. They must relax. And sometimes we're too hard and too harsh on the kids, but let them relax. Let them go and unwind and refresh, but go and play football. That's why in most schools there's PE. And that PE is done in those schools for a particular reason, that they must relax. But for those that are able to excel in PE, they must be given a chance. If there's competitive football or netball or basketball, let them go and compete to become professionals.
Now, you being a father to strong boys, that we know that you're a father to boys that can potentially play soccer, and we haven't seen anything to do with them playing soccer. Is this something that you did discourage them, that perhaps football in the country, cannot take you anywhere?
No. I let my kids grow up freely and choose what they want. I never interfered. He's only one child, Alistair, who loved football. He even played for my academy. He's now in the UK. But the rest didn't show interest in football. They were just fans of several teams in Malawi and overseas. And I understood that's where the passion is. But I did try to encourage my son, Alistair. Attached him to my academy with top-notch coaches to groom him. And, he became an excellent player. He's now in the UK. Obviously not playing football, but he's studying. So, most important thing is freedom. Give your children freedom to do what they're good at. If we try and interfere too much on their lives, sometimes we mess them. Obviously, kids need guidance, but give them guidance where they're good at. So that's what I've tried to do as a parent.
Transitioning from being a player into a football administrator in the country, what was your vision for the country's soccer fraternity?
At the time that I was joining football administration, there was no leadership. There was instability. So I came into fear in a vacuum because there was instability. We were losing sponsors. There was violence and hooliganism. Farm was run like a briefcase business. They had no office. So I was encouraged by lots of people to say, look, though I was young, very young then at that time, 32 years old. I was very young. But the whole essence of going there was to make the game professional. Because having played football for a very long time, I thought that the players were not getting the best from the system. There was no money in football. But also having worked in the corporate world, I felt I could bring in a semblance of order on how football should be run, because the organization was very bad, was very poor. So I'm glad it worked. It worked, and we changed a lot of things. Yeah.
Let's talk about comparisons. Now, between now and then, how competitive was our football in comparison to the present situation of our football in this country?
We had excellent players in the past. We had excellent players. Malawi had excellent talent in the past. We are lacking them now. We had the likes of Lawrence Swire. I've never seen a brilliant player like Lawrence Swire. I don't know whether you watched him, but in our days, if we were playing at Kamozo Stadium and he touched the ball, the whole stands, the terraces would stand up and shout, "Lule!" He was magical.
Yeah.
He was brilliant. We had young Chimozi, brilliant players. Jack Chamangwana, Kina Piri. So when you look at the kind of players we've produced lately and compare them to those ones we had in the past, chalk and cheese, So we've got a long way to do, because the system that was used then was different, because most players were coming from the schools, and football was embedded in the schools. So it was easier to develop good talent. But the moment Ministry of Schools was divorced from Ministry of Education, we sort of lost the talent and the follow-up. You know, so now we're going back to basics, laying grassroots structures, putting in academies to bridge that gap. But schools football is not as strong as it was in the past, and that's where Malawi football needs to go. Yeah.
Now, you having to have served at the helm of the Football Association of Malawi, and you have just mentioned that our football standards have dwindled, and you have sat on that position for quite a long time, and then saying that football in recent years has dwindled. Would you humbly take responsibility that perhaps you contributed to the dwindling of the football standards in this country?
It's a system. You know, when you're the president, you're the leader. And all you want is support from various stakeholders, you know. But it's a system. For football to develop, the country has to invest a lot. You see what Morocco has done. Government has invested a lot in stadia, in academy, in the clubs. And at the moment, farm is fighting on its own, you know, and sometimes we expect too much from them, you know, when they're getting very little support. So we've tried over the years to make the most of what we've got, you know, put in place the grassroots structures and making the game professional through club licensing. We've done our best to bring back sponsors, but there are not enough sponsors to support the clubs because our players are not well paid. You know, they're not getting professional salary. So what I'm saying is Malawi needs to walk the talk. We are passionate about football, but we do less to support them. We do less to invest in the clubs. We do less to build stadia. You know, there are very few stadia that are being built. Not all the districts have very good stadia. You know, but that's where talent is. So what I'm saying is it needs government to walk the talk. Sports Council needs to take a leading role together with the Ministry of Education to support farm so that the football is played everywhere, not as a show game, but as a competitive sport and as a source of employment.
Now let's take a deep reflection on the Football Association of Malawi, politics as well as accountability. Now, during your leadership, FAM reportedly sponsored a Democratic Progressive Party convention then. Was this a right thing to do, considering that FAM at all cost must remain apolitical?
I was very surprised. I don't know where this came from. I was very surprised. We never, and I'll say it again, supported any political party.
Are you sure?
No, never. If we did, MCP, that was in power then, would have taken us to account. Okay? Because when MCP took over, they followed up this matter, came, looked at our books, scrutinized them, audited them. They wanted to find any loophole that we were supporting DPP. We never supported the ruling government then, DPP. Never. Not one tambala. Never. I am a professional myself. And the way I led farm was very professional. We were accountable. All our books, when I went into farm, the books were not audited for over 4 or 5 years. But we managed to reconcile the books. They were audited. We had clean reports every year. And the funding from FIFA is made for a specific cause. They tell you what projects you must embark on. Okay, and we made sure we never diverted the money. We used the money towards the right purpose. We never, I can bet you, I can bet you on this one. Never, ever supported any political party or DPP. I remember at that time going into elections, my opposition tried to report to FIFA on this matter. FIFA wrote us letters, we explained, they sent auditors, audited the books, they never found anything wrong. So people have tried when I was president to tarnish my image for their own good reasons. But you know, when your hands are clean, you don't worry.
But we do say that there's no smoke without fire. Why do you think, of all the political parties in this country, people would easily associate you with the DPP? We know that you are now a member of DPP, but at that particular time, you were supposed to be apolitical. Why do you think people would, come up with such allegations?
Well, for two things. Because I remember what triggered everything is I wore a beret, a DPP beret, a famous pose, of me wearing a DPP beret. And that put me into trouble. So they assumed, that because other parastatals were doing the wrong things, FAM was also doing the wrong thing, which was wrong. Okay? We were apolitical, completely apolitical. So I would like to distance myself and assure you, that we never supported DPP when I was at FAM. I think there was a mistake that happened. All right? We were running a trophy in the regions to identify talent from the districts. Okay? So we did ask as an executive that go and advertise this competition. All right? And they went to NBC, agreed a schedule with NBC to advertise the competition. It was being staged in Lilongwe for people to go and watch the games, for the clubs to go and spot talent. Okay? And it so happened that for some reason, NBC featured the advert at the time that Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika was submitting his nomination papers at MEC. Okay?
Yeah.
So people thought FAM had sponsored the advert. When it was not us. We did not dictate the time. Okay? We had given them prime slots, to advertise the competition. All right? So from that day, everybody thought, FAM is sponsoring or is advertising DPP. So it means even they're also supporting them in their general assemblies. That's where, when you say there's no smoke without fire, that's where the smoke came from. But it was false smoke.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense. Now, you confidently defended your bid for another term at FAM, but unfortunately the elections did not go as planned on your end. How did you handle that loss professionally and, of course, personally?
Oh, you mean the elections I lost?
Yes, the elections that you lost.
Yes. No, I accept it. I always believe when things happen, they happen for a reason. I'm a strong Christian. I hold strong Christian values, and I believe in all things we thank God. And sometimes God answers us, and an answer is not necessarily the yes. An answer sometimes is no. And I accepted the no. Because I believe even if I had won those elections, my life would have been in danger because they were after me big time. They were after me. So, and you know who I'm talking about. So I accepted the outcome. I moved on. I've never been in denial. No, I accepted and moved on. So, and it's part of life, particularly for some of us that are sportsmen. You win sometimes, you lose sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if it's a match,
Yeah.
you don't go to a match and expect to win all the time. No, an election, when you go into an election, you must expect you either win or lose and be prepared for the worst. So I was prepared for the worst. The good thing is at that time, I was a CAF executive member. So all it meant is I was out of domestic football. But I was still in international football. Up until now, I'm a CAF executive member. So didn't necessarily lose as much. I'm still playing my cards in football at international level, but I moved on. Yeah.
Now, looking back at previous elections, you won those elections even at times when people thought that you were not deserving to win the elections, citing that you had served there for quite a long time, and there have been allegations that people have been making that perhaps you were bribing the delegates so that you should persistently, winning those elections. How do you respond to that? Weren't you bribing them? We had issues like, no, he bought Cientas, he bought plasma screens, he gave them envelopes. How would you respond to all those allegations that people were making out there?
I won because the people loved me.
Legitimately?
At that time. They loved me because of the progress I was doing. They could see the progress. They could see Chiwembe turning around. an infrastructure they never had, fully fledged stadium, hostels, people, play a national team camping on site. They could see we never had sponsors, brought back sponsors. FTH Bank, First Capital Bank, Standard Bank, you name it, Chipiku, you name it. All those are sponsors I brought. And they could see progress. They could see the Flames qualify and go to the Africa Cup of Nations in 2010. Soon after there were elections, I said, hey, Mr. President, you deserve it. The other one also, we went to Cameroon 2019, 2020. They could see progress. Obviously, I had a good network, with the affiliates and the delegates. And we were doing a lot of things for them to be well organized, to be well supported. And those are people that went and voted for me. And they voted for me because I was also supporting them. It was not just performance based. No. People will say anything during campaign. You have bad losers that after they have lost, they will say all sorts of things, and it's normal. It's normal. So I think my success was based on performance. They didn't do any favors. No, but when you look at how far football has moved, I think I deserved it. Football at that time was not commercialized. Now it's on TV. They're making money. Players had no contracts. Literally no contracts. We said, no, we'll professionalize football. All players must have a contract. Now, at the end of the season, they're able to go and negotiate with the clubs that are 2-year contract or 3-year contract, put money on the table. No, I look back and say the people supported, the man they believed was capable to deliver the job. So.
Yes, Honorable Nyamilandu, mnanena kuti inu mumapenekera kuti mukanawina chisankho chimenechi chacho mwanu kanakhala pachiopsezo nde anawina munthu wina. Timafuna mwauza Malawi kuti inu ubale wanu ndi a Fleetwood Haiya amene ali president wa FAM panopa ndi otani?
Nditsindike pafunso lanu. Aliyense Malawi anadziwa ndipo ankaona zimene zinkachitika kuti sizinali zisankho. Imene inali coup d'etat imene boma linabwera MCP kundichosa pa udindo fukene nali wa DPP. Even kuzisankho imene kunapita kuzisankho anzanga to anabwera pa convoy ya army commander achosedwa anapanga support ndi convoy cha army. System government machinery was being used. Anthu anga anamangidwa thaya campaign. Rafael Uhumba anamangidwa 2 months. Kani yake usaziko mafuati yeye ndi chairman wa campaign yanga anamangidwa. Anthu amene amanga support ine anali aziphunzisi amachosera ntchito panga intimidate ngati sukampanga support wa Fleetwood Haiya iwe ntchito ita. So my friend was able to use the government system. University anaisopera ku ACB kundisemera zinyawo. ACB anabwera fufusa za mafari palibe chimene amapeza. So moyo unadipa chiopsezo. Even imene zisankho zitatha anthu amaka kuti koma nditulu kwako kuholoko sizinali zinthu za normal. Sizinali zinthu za normal. Koma poti zikachitika mangothokoza Ambuye. Chilipo chimene Ambuye anaona kuti mwana wanga tukupulumutse.
Ende Anyamilandu inu munena kuti system limene inakuchosani.
Yes.
For the time ya Malawian anala MCP. Rationally munthu atopanga deduction ena kuti ngati system imene mayendesedwa ndi MCP nthawi imene chinachosa Anyamilandu panopa ndi DPP, chances are that even nthawi ya mbuyo imene kunali zisankho za kufamu ndiye kuti Anyamilandu pampando paja makakamirapo chifukwa choti system ya DPP yomwe inalipo pa nthawi imene yoyo imapanga support. Inu mungankhe kuti chani penepo?
Nthawi ine ndili president wa famu ndanakazanda lesini machita.
Inu ndi DPP basi manguikunda
ndipo ndikuuza ni muli apa. Ndimakumbukira kuli president Bingwa Mutharika. Ena ake amumpira timate Malemu Josiah Banda. Anatumiza kalata kwa Bingu kunena kuno kwabwera equipment kufamu. Equipment yo sagwisanjiro moyenerera. Ndimakumbukira ine kuzoka mama a state president atanena statement kuti ndamva kuti kufamu zinthu sizokwenda bwino. Anapanga audit tubwere kufamu. Manivesa anabwera zapanga audit osapeza chilichonse. Chikhala kuti nali wandale. Abingu amutharika nthawi imeneyo sibwenza atanena kuti atende kapanga audit. Makumbukira atazabwera Joyce Banda A Joyce Banda ankafuna kupanga rani chiko cha constituency akukonzekera zisankho zawo ndi anatumira anthu kuti azandipeze ine kuno tufuna tipange rani constituency trophy ndifuna inu afamu mutithandize yanazoti ayi pepani ife ndi hampira sitipanga zandale A Joyce Banda anakwiya kukwiya pakana ubale waine na Joyce Banda time ni usunali wabwino koma ana set president universes a president omwewa Arthur Peter Mutharika okay analandira maripoti kuno anyamilandu sawapanga za DBB chifukwa ine ndinkadzudzula Kamuzu Stadium sili bwino sikulina iza panthu ikugwedera kwambiri ajibana amine yakwankhula ngati ndani ndokuti ndi opposition manifestesa koma ine mafuna kutetiza miyoyo ya anthu ndimakumbukira a minister a Henry Musa nthawi imeneyo pakana ananditengesa kupanga mobilize ma supporters Wanderers ndi Big Bullets akina Stone Mamadi kuti alimbane nane pakana maripoti ku FIFA kuti andigwese koma ine ndimwema pachani kodi pachilungamo palibe tsiku lina ilose imene ine ngati farm president nagwisa ntchito achipano palibe kuwina kwanga sinadzere kundale pakana ndamaliza koma wina anabwera kugwiritsa ntchito ndale zinali zinthu zovuta kwa ineyo kuti ndilimbane ndi system ndilimbane ndi apolisi ndilimbane ndi ame ndilimbane ndi achipani amene amafinya anthu amapanga intimidate anthu munjira zosiyana even moyo wanga okhala pa chiopsezo zinali zinthu zovuta ine sinapanga abuse system andale kuti ndikhale mu office
ndi pankhani ya zisankho za kufamu ili nkamwankamwa mutawina chisankho china chakeso I think the one before ichi changopita pa kumenechi mutangoyena kumene munabwera ku stadium mati mukapita ku stadium kuja anthu amabwera ma placard kumene kuja wota achoke pena kukuizani kumene kuja mamomentsi amene ajawo mukakhala pansi kumalingalira mumati bwanji
zinali zinthu zomvetsa chisoni kwambiri munthu ine ndine parent ndi ana anthu ana anga amaona zimene zichazo sizinali zinthu zoyenerera campaign izikhala fact based campaign osati yonyozana yotukwanizana that was not right maplakadi amandika plakadi even ku Bingu Stadium ndimakumbukira even plakadi inayikidwa ndi Tonsi Alliance kuti ine ndichoke nthawi imeneyo akulimbana ndi akumunyoza Jane Ansa asakumfuna Arthur Peter Mutharika so koma izi ndi ndale chimene ndaphunzira ineyo zinthu zikamachitika ukakhala mtsogoleri uzembekezera zabwino ndi zoyipa ndi zoyipa zikazekabwera utseka makutu uziona inde koma usazilingalire kwambiri chifukwa ukazilingalira kwambiri zinthu zina zikhoza kuononga moyo wako zikhoza kusokoneza kapena kubalalisa so zinachitika anthu omwewo pano amandimira mafoni jeza nane mwina akashota ndipo zona ndinu nomwe so anthu timakhala carried away nthawi yandale timayola za mauti mawati zafunana ndeza mbiri zinachitika poti nthawi yandale basi kakumana timangokhululukirana
so honorable ndifuna ndifunseni funso ilili mene ndimaliganiziro ndizakufunseni linandilemera kwambiri mu mtima mwanga komabe ndikufunsani nkhani iyi tikufuna mupange address
this hope ndikuyankhana bwino ngati ndakulemerani
ine linandilemera pa umuntu linandilemera koma nkhani yokuzana ndi mental health ya ifeyo ngati azibambo
yes
when I reflect on your journey as a man as water Nyamilandu ndikakumbukira nthawi yake mudataya amene anali amayi ku nyumba kwanu Malawian Nyamilandu Manda andatchula dzina foti timadziwa anali mutotchuka nthawi imene chayo zaka zinadusa mudachita ngozi munatayaso amene anali amayi ku nyumba nthawi imene ndanakalo ndifunso lolemera kwambiri koma ndikufunsani ma experience amene ajawo mukugwira ntchito kufamu kuja ma responsibilities zambiri kufamu kuja the flames need to perform pali zinthu zambiri zimene mukuyeneka muzikhonze ndikukumanaso ndi zinthu zimene zo moyo mwanu successively inuyo munazipanga handle bwanji zimene zijazo mentally
nozoonadi moyo ndovuta palibe amene analengedwa kuti moyo wake uzakhala straight line palibe amene analengedwa kuti basi azayenda on a bed of roses kuti zonse zakhale tayali koma ningothokoza Ambuye pa nthawi chipsenjo chinandigwera kothawira kwanga kunali kwa Mulungu ndimene ndinamulandira Yesu kwambiri ndimene ndinadziwa Yesu adamalira mkazi wanga kwa uzamalira my fiancé ndingendesa galimoto ndine malemo Maria English zidachitika nazifunsa mafunso kodi ndikulowera kuti kodi chimene mulungu wandisungira ndi chani what's so special with me nazifunsa mafunso andikuyambira tsiku limenelo namlandira Yesu khala mbuye ni mpulumutsi wanga memba ndapita pana kwa TP Joshua kapemphera kuti mwina kupenda ndilandire chipulumutso zonse ningothokoza ambuye pothawira pathu ndi kwa Yesu Kristu palibe china ena amapita kwa psychologist yes is normal koma tisamayiwale kuti tili ndi mulungu amene analenga kumwamba ndi dziko lapansi amene anenga munthu muchifaniziro chake tikakhala pali chipsinjo tikugwade tipemphere tisaleme tisatope ineyo ningothokoza kuti mulungu ndi amene anandipulumutsa inali nthawi yowawa yovuta kuti ndionatha kubalalika osagwira ntchito kumene thupi limalema ndizoonadi koma ningothokoza ambuye palibe njira ina palibe china ayi chinandipulumutsa ine ndi mulungu basi ndikuvomereza kuti ayi podziwa kuti ndifa Khristu chilichonse chimachitika ndi chifuniro cha Atate yawe ndipo zikachitika tenti tichivomereze koma chimakhala chinthu chowawa mu mtima ndikuvomereza mpaka pano ndi zinthu zowawa ukamakumbukira tu unataya anthu achikondi yako
that's true tunguyamika mulungu kuti you carried yourself very well munayendesa zinthu mene zimayeneka kukhalira according to your capabilities. Let us get back to the issue at farm. Are you impressed with how things are run at farm currently?
To be honest with you, I don't take any interest.
You don't take any interest?
No.
You abandoned the football for good, as in local football?
I've never watched any local game ever since. I don't want to be poking my nose in what is happening there. I don't want to be seen to be interfering. You know, the only thing that saddens me is that the people that I left, that were close to me, have been victimized up until now. They're being sidelined. Some have been fired. Some have been kicked out. So that's the only thing, you know, that saddens me. You know, so, but in terms of how the game is being administered, no, it's not my time. You know, everybody, I had my chance. Fleetwood has his chance. So let the public judge him, you know, because if I judge him, I may be very unfair, you know. So, but I don't take much interest in what is happening. No.
So when Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika reascended to the highest office in the land, meaning the DPP came back to power and then you joined the DPP, there were many assumptions that if water has jumped into the DPP ship, him being a renowned football administrator for such a long time, chances are that he is eyeing a ministerial position. And Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika will choose Nyamilandu Manda as the Minister of Youth and Sports, and then came the cabinet, water was left out. Were you hurt or were you anticipating any ministerial position in that regard?
I was ready for anything. You know, all I know is that DPP is endowed with a lot of great leaders, excellent leaders.
Yes.
And I'm probably one of them. You know, and not everybody will be given a chance to be a cabinet minister. Maybe my chance will come sometime, maybe never. But the fact that the president is spoiled for choice is a good thing. A lot of people expected me to become a minister of sports. Probably would not have been the right thing to go back to football, you know, and maybe there would have been a lot of friction, which would have been unhealthy, you know. But I was not hurt. No. I accepted the president's prerogative. He has a choice to make on who should be in a cabinet or not. And not all of us can become cabinet ministers. We will serve the party in different ways. I'm in parliament. I'm in a parliamentary committee for governance, assurance, and reforms, and in public appoints committee. I'm serving the party in those areas. I'm leading the party in my constituency. Though I'm independent, I'm mobilizing the people. So we're all serving the party in different areas. Not all of us will become cabinet ministers. Remember, a cabinet minister You can be a cabinet minister for 1 or 2 years, you're removed. Where I'm strong is being an MP.
Okay.
I'm there for 5 years. I'll continue to serve the people of Nsanje Southwest and the party for the next 5 years. If a chance arises to become a cabinet minister, that would be a bonus, and it would be a privilege that I'll accept with both hands.
Yeah, no, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
Professor APM chooses you as the Minister of Sport. Would
Yes.
you comfortably work with Fleetwood Haya, your ministry being in line with Football Association of Malawi?
You want us to work on assumptions.
Let's work on a hypothesis. Hypothetically speaking, yeah.
When you're appointed as a minister, you're there to go and serve the interests of the president. And the president obviously has an agenda of developing sports. If I'm chosen to go there as a minister, I'm there to go and work as a professional, not my personal interests. No. Okay, I'm not going there to go and save an individual. I'll go there to save the people of Malawi. Okay? Yes. So when you're a professional, you leave grudges aside, you leave any concerns aside, you save the interests of the nation. Because we will go and take an oath. Okay? And I'll be the last person to break the oath. Ultimately, you don't want to be seen to be a loser when you're a cabinet minister. You want at the end of your term to showcase fruits and results. I don't want to go there and cause havoc. People must start fighting because I'm interfering. No. It would hurt the system. It would also disturb, the state president if I'm not doing what he's expecting me to do. Obviously, I have to go and fix what's wrong. There are lots of wrong things happening in all ministries. So as a minister, you have to go and fix the wrong things. You have to go and make sure that the sports is developing. That's the number one priority, so that you're able to showcase fruits at the end of the day.
So after leading the FA for almost 2 decades, what would you consider as the biggest mistakes you might have made sitting at the helm of the FA?
Biggest mistakes?
Yeah.
I don't know whether I made any mistakes. No, we tried to run the game of football professionally. I don't recall whether we made some mistakes. Maybe we may have appointed the wrong coaches. At times you realize that you've appointed the wrong coach.
Yeah.
You just wasted your time. Maybe you appointed the wrong technical director, maybe a wrong member of staff. But I take pride that we tried as much as possible to make the best decisions that we could. So I can't single out anything wrong that happened that hurt the system that was regrettable. No. Yeah.
Now, you have just made mention of appointment of coaches, and you have inspired me to ask you a question on the appointment of expatriate coaches. What was the criteria, really? Some appointments seemed questionable. Why did they appoint this particular coach? When we could see the results on the ground. Can you share with the viewers what's the criteria that FAM uses to employ expatriate coaches?
Yes. So at the time, every time there was a vacancy, we'd task the technical subcommittee to look into, the job itself and go and advertise, do shortlisting. I was not directly involved in the selection of coaches. The technical subcommittee would make a recommendation after shortlisting and doing interviews on who was a successful candidate. So, unfortunately, everybody would think that I have single-handedly recruited the coach. No, but we would advertise. You would agree with me. Would fly adverts locally and international at FIFA, and people would advertise. But maybe the question is that maybe you haven't asked, is that why at that time I was recruiting expatriate coaches. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. So, and this issue needs to be discussed, because the fact of the matter is that we don't have highly qualified local coaches in Malawi. Okay? And it is very difficult to groom the talent that we have if the people don't have the right skills and capabilities, particularly to lead the national team, which is the top team playing against other teams that are at a very high level, with the modern football progressing, being very scientific. And most of our coaches have not gone beyond MSc, with due respect. Okay? And they're competing against coaches that are UEFA A, UEFA Pro licenses. So when we go and play, we're exposed on how we approach the match. We're exposed on how we cover the field, how we defend, how we attack. Our opponents will study us and analyze us. They will know our strengths and our weaknesses. And me as a president, I would see my local coach has not prepared the team very well. Has no game plan. And you see the players are complaining that they're not well prepared. I could see it myself. So I would say, okay, at this stage, stopgap measure. Let's bring in an expatriate coach. Okay? And remember, at that time, I brought in Buka Dzise. Okay? He came, worked with us for 2-3 years. Other coaches came with us. And then I attached Kina Piri to understudy them. And then after 2-3 years, when they left, Kina Piri came. And Kina Piri thrived, having learned from the expatriate coach. Then Kina Piri had his time. After 4 years, it didn't work out. You know, football is like that. Every coach, I believe, has a season, you know. And it was time for him to move. We brought in other local coaches. It didn't work. So, okay, let's bring another expatriate coach. Okay? I brought in Meke Mase, Mabedi, study this guy, study this guy. Okay, after 2-3 years, the guy would go back. And then Meke Mase came, we took the team to AFCON, Mabedi there was also coaching. So it was for a reason. Because our coaches in Malawi are not ready. Okay? They're not ready to play the game at a higher level like how Pep Guardiola will do. No. You know, and that's where we're missing it. Because our players are not growing up with a professional mentality because they are not in the hands of a right coach. Sometimes we're losing a lot of players. We're losing good talent because we don't have the right coach. So I wanted to explain this part of an expatriate coach. I don't believe in expatriate coach. I believe that the national team should be led by a local coach. But as long as that coach is capable, and we are short of that talent because our coaches haven't gone to school, and it's a big problem.
Now, during your tenure, there were some complaints by some local clubs about uneven resource distribution. Do you think those grievances were legitimate? How was the criteria like? You know, to resource such rather to allocate such resources to this particular club? Weren't there any kind of favoritism?
So, as I said, FIFA forward funding prescribes where the money must go to. They'll prescribe how much money must go towards women's football, towards youth, towards competitions, towards the national team, towards administration. And all we ensure that we stuck to the blueprint. Okay? But there came a time when we had COVID, the disaster. All right? And we tried to reach out now to the clubs because they were heavily affected, and we supported the Super League clubs with a lot of money just for that window, for that period that we were affected. But all I'm saying is we made sure the funds were used for the right purpose as per a funding financial policy that was advised by FIFA. So there was no abuse to say that any other body was being sidelined. No, the coaches were getting their money for training. Referees were getting their money for training. So we tried as much as possible. At that time, money wasn't enough. We were living on $250,000 Now this over $1 million So the opportunity now, okay, to share the money with a lot of stakeholders is high because FIFA has now relaxed the rules. It is allowing member associations to give money to the clubs, for example. Okay, and we also started doing that in my last term. We started giving out money to the clubs, though the money wasn't enough because the clubs need a lot of money.
Let's talk about the Flames and the Continental Showpiece, the Africa Cup of Nations.
Yes.
Why did Malawi struggle to achieve consistent AFCON qualification, even with long-term of your leadership?
Quality players at that level. Okay, what makes a difference is if you have quality players. Okay, and also a quality coach. So we haven't had the quality in terms of coaching. We haven't had the quality in terms of players to give us the consistency. So you would have maybe 3 or 4 good players that will carry the team, but some of the other players would let the team down. So we've had Gaba, okay, in the last 10 years. And then who else? So when you compare with the other countries, they have a lot of stars. Okay? When in Malawi, very few are playing football overseas. Very few. All the players are playing football locally. We are not good enough to go and play professional football in Europe. Good enough to go and play professional football in South Africa. Now, that tells you the kind of quality that you've got. We're lacking the quality to compete at that level because it is very tough.
Reflecting on the 2010 Africa Cup of Nations, the controversies surrounding what what was termed as match fixing,
Yes.
involving Malawi. At that particular time, you were sitting at the helm of Football Association of Malawi. How did you feel that Malawi had some hopes, perhaps, of progressing to another stage, and then we had that incident? How did it feel?
It hurt so much to learn later that we shouldn't have lost some of the games because they were able to now connect the dots. How did we concede that goal? When you replay some of the videos, we could have gone far because I remember we beat Algeria. Up until now, the Algerians still fail to accept that we beat them 3-1. And then we lost to Angola. But we should have gone far in Angola. When you compare with the team that we took to Cameroon, the team that we took to Angola was much stronger than the one we took to Cameroon. But the one that went to Cameroon, we reached round of 16. We went past the group stages. In Angola, we didn't go past the group stages. Was because something went wrong. The team that went to Cameroon, security was very tight. And integrity was very high with the players. So, it shouldn't have happened. When you hear the stories that happened, that we were infiltrated in the rooms, and some people sold out the games. It was very disturbing. And it shouldn't happen. It should never have happened.
Okay, nde tipenekere mwakati munawina zisankho zijazo kuti ndi chinthu chiti chimene mukanapanga ku Football Association of Malawi chachikulu.
Imene chatu.
So nthawi imene chatu nkhani ya bridging the gap anthu amene kuti munthu upanga bwanji bridging ngati kuti sunadule nsewu umanga bwanji bridge pamalo pamene iwe palibe msinje. So the gap yomwe yapanga create ndinuyo nde mukupanganso bridge the gap. Philosophy imene ikanagwira.
Ndi pamene panali vuto. Because we were moving from raising the bar. Naiba raising the bar imene tinaiponyera kwakuya. Mpaka na we qualified for Cameroon. For us to progress further, kuti tipitirire nabweresa a strategic agenda ya bridging the gap. Bridging the gap was kupanga realize kuti tiri apa koma tifuna tipite apo. Manivesesa? Kasewede katuka mpira tikavomerese kali apa. Koma tifuna tikali ngati azungu. Ngati Brazil. Ngati Barcelona. Pajamade amani kupanga zina nga Barcelona. Kuti timenye mpira ngati Barcelona. Tipange chani. Kuti tipange chani ko ndika gapu ko. Manivesesa? Tini ma sponsors awa. Koma sponsors iwo sakutifikira mene fetu kutani kodi tukufunira. Akanathandiza munjira zosiyana-siyana. Ndikutukwanirisa ifeyo. Ndi gapu yo. Ndi bridging the gap yo. Tini makochi. Amene mwina ali ndi makafu B, kafu C. Koma tifuna makochi achakali ndi UEFA. Akali ndi ma UEFA, tikali ma UEFA ambiri. Manivesesa? Sonze kuti imene ndi gapu yo. Sikuti zinu zinaduka. Ayi. Koma tinakula, pamene timakula, sitinakulisitse pamene fe timafuna. Pachizungu, tikana kuti timafuna excellence. Okay? Pachina chili chonse chimene tikuchita pakhale chani pakhale excellence. Kamengere kampira kakhale kapamwamba. Kasakhale kazibwana. Okay? Kakhale ka professional. Even ma club kunoko akhale so professional. Ambira. Nde ndinapanga assess gap. Kuti gap iyi tipanga close branch. So temu imene ndinalepera nkhani ya bridging the gap kuti gap yo titseke gap yo tikwanirise kuti tifike pamene ife tikufuna.
Now let's talk about FIFA and CAF, the global experience. A few years back, Netflix released a documentary covering bribery allegations that also affected African football association, leaders in their respective countries. In all your years as a FAM president, were you ever approached directly or indirectly with money or favors or promises or development support meant to influence how you voted at FIFA or CAF elections? If so, how did you handle that?
I remember nkhani ya chizungu this is the era of step blatter.
Yeah.
Right? The era of step blatter.
Yes.
The way he was removed from office, was scandalous. Okay, as an individual, I've always been principled, and I've earned a good reputation at FIFA because of being principled.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I like you, I'll tell you I like you. And you come to me and say vote for me. I say don't worry. Okay, you don't have to give me anything. I'll vote for you because I believe in you, because you are coming with a good manifesto and a good plan. I didn't need money to be influenced, and I've earned that respect up until now, that I am principled. Okay, maybe deals were happening elsewhere, but as far as Malawi is concerned, our record is very clean. For the 19 years I was there, our record at FIFA, even at CAF, very clean. In good books with all leaders because of being principled. And people would sometimes say, would avoid me. Said, no, that guy, he will tell you the truth. He will not mince words. Don't waste your time. And that's me. And that's how I am.
Meaning that if we do some forensics, we wouldn't find any trace of some bribes, perhaps the developments that our football fraternity had in your tenure. If you can
they
go
did the forensics. For FIFA to come out with that report, okay, and point out individuals that were involved, all of us were under scrutiny. They would not have left anybody. They did those forensic audits, and we're clean. Malawi has been clean. I'm clean. And my integrity is clean up until now.
Yeah. So as a FIFA Council member, what is one governance lesson Malawi urgently needs to adopt?
Conflict of interest. Okay, we have people here that are saving football in different institutions, making decisions, that are affecting the other when they're also saving in those bodies. And I think there has to be a clear line on conflict of interest. And all leaders must declare their interest. You can't save in the Super League and be an owner of a club. For example, it's wrong. You can't own a club and hold a top position in farm or in the Super League. For me, it's wrong. You must declare your interest, okay? Because clearly your decisions will be compromised somewhere, somehow. For me, that's a bit. And when I was at FIFA, we declared our interest clearly. Whether if I was a supplier of some goods of some sort, you declared your interest. I sell merchandise, sports merchandise. So the institution would know that they should not contact you when they want materials like footballs or kits. And it's high time that this is enforced. It's also high time that there's separation of powers between the secretariat and the executive. Okay? The secretariat must be empowered to do their job. Administer the association, day-to-day operations. Okay? The executive is there to make decisions, policy decisions, and let the secretariat implement the decisions that I've made. But at the moment, there's no separation of powers. Okay? So it does compromise governance. It does compromise integrity if there's no separation of powers. Okay? That's what I think that's the area of improvement that I would say. But over the years, we improved the governance structures. The farm constitution is up to date with FIFA constitution. How we go to elections was very clear. A lot of things, a lot of governance structures were put in place. We would make decisions in our time as an executive committee. The secretary would implement, but I've seen now things have changed because they haven't signed on the dotted line and declared the conflict of interest. But this has to be enforced. There also has to be an ethics committee. When you're going to elections, people must be vetted, okay, by any independent body. Some have criminal records. Some, maybe do not qualify for some reason or the other. So it's important that when they go into elections, this ethics committee must be put in place. The candidates must be scrutinized and vetted by independent people.
Transitioning from football governance into frontline politics.
Yes.
Your critics say that your move into politics was a fallback plan after the loss of your presidency at FAM. Is that fair?
No, it was just a matter of time. Me joining politics was just a matter of time. I couldn't do politics when I was at FAM because the FAM constitution does not allow a FAM executive member becoming a politician.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of time for me to become a politician. It so happened that I'm no longer a FAM executive member, and the people in my constituency are looking for leadership. So I stood up to go and represent my people. Yes, I did not canvass for any position in any party from the outset. No, but people went and canvassed for positions in MCP or DPP to become members. They went to the general assemblies. I didn't do that. I waited for the right moment, and the right moment when there was a vacuum in my constituency where the constituency is suffering a lot. They're lacking leadership, right person to lead them. That's when I stood up. So when I say it was just a matter of time, I was just waiting for the right time. Yeah.
Honorable, you seem very close to Prophet David Mbewe, and from the look of things, it seems that you have, that allegiance to him as a servant in the kingdom of God, if I were to put it. What has he contributed to your life as a man?
Hey, I wish you worked closely with him. He is an extraordinary man. Never seen somebody like him. He is personally my idol. He's helped me a lot to be where I am spiritually. He's my spiritual father. That's our relationship. It's been a source of inspiration. And you asked me a difficult question, and I said it's all about God. He's held my hand when I'm low. But he's also inspired me to go for bigger things in life, believing through faith that we can achieve great things, that we can move mountains. So I went and contested for FIFA Council member because, he encouraged me and prayed for me and told me, this is possible. Do not fear the unknown. And I went, contested, and Malawi became a FIFA Council member.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So he's done great things. Some I cannot personally tell you, a lot of miracles that he has done, healings that he has done to my family, how he has saved us. He's just a man of God, and everybody would want to be in this position. To be closer to a man of God is a blessing. So I'm blessed to be closer to a man of God.
So, Honorable, there's a rumor that suggests that Prophet Mbewe advised you not to run on a DPP ticket, only to find that he himself formed an allegiance with them, the DPP camp. What do you have to say about that?
No. My decision to stand as an independent was purely strategic. And I've just mentioned to you that my life was in danger by the ruling government then. And if I had just decided to run on a DPP ticket, they would have taken me out. Would have been very difficult for me even to contest. I don't see myself having gone that far, to contest as an MP. So it was purely strategic. It was not because I was advised by the Prophet to stand as independent. But I also did some research. The constituency where I come from, all the candidates that win are independent candidates.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was very difficult for me to ignore the findings on the ground. The facts are on the ground. Historically, the candidate wins is independent. The area is predominantly DPP. 97% voted for President Arthur Peter Mutharika, DPP. But when it comes to an MP, they look at what is the candidate bringing. Okay, that's what I established. Is the candidate worthy? Is he capable? So I went and sold myself. I said, I realized that if I just ride on the back of the party as a DPP, I'll lose it. Okay, because you tend to become lazy. You know, I said, okay, let me go there as a brand, showcase what I'm capable of doing, because that's what they're looking for. And that's how it happened. So the rumors are not necessarily true. It's for these two reasons that I've mentioned to you.
Then isn't your integrity conflicted because people voted you on an independent ticket?
Yes.
If they wanted you to be DPP, perhaps they would have motivated you to contest at primary elections level, and then you win on a DPP ticket, and then you contest as a member of parliament on a DPP ticket, and now you ditched the fact that you were voted into power as an independent candidate. Didn't you betray those that voted for you as an independent candidate?
No, I know that the majority that voted for me are DPP. I know for a fact. Because in Sanje, 97% voted for DPP.
Yeah.
Okay, so I made the right decision. They all wanted me to go back to DPP. And I'm comfortable. I'm not conflicted. My integrity is not conflicted. I'm comfortable that I made the right decision because this is where I belong. I'm not cheating anybody. This is where I belong. I'm a DPP person. So I cannot keep pretending. What I feared most is out of the way. The people that were hunting for me cannot get me any longer. I'm safe. Okay, I'm safe.
Yeah.
So I've gone back. I've gone back to where I belong. Yes, in Parliament I'm independent, but I'm working with DPP. I will advocate, support all bills, all decisions of DPP because that's where I belong. Yes, and so yeah.
So, Honorable Nyamilandu, you seem to be very ambitious. Perhaps, am I speaking to the future DPP president or a presidential aspirant come the 2030 convention of the DPP?
No.
You don't have any of those aspirations?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. In life, don't rush for positions. These positions come from above. They are divine. I decided to start from the grassroots. Okay?
Yeah.
With all my qualifications. Okay? I've gone to the constituency to understand how the system works, to help the people on the ground. If you rush to go to the top, you won't make it. I'm not in a hurry. I'm content that I'm now a member of parliament. I'll continue to serve Malawians, my constituency in parliament. If the party, DPP party, wants to give me any position, I'm ready. I don't have any position in DPP now, but I'm ready to take any other position to serve them. You know, I'm not in a hurry to become a president. No. If it happens, it will happen by God. But I don't have a plan in place, okay, that this is what I should do to be in contention for 2030. I'm not doing anything on the ground to galvanize, mobilize people, because I know there are already people there that are interested, okay? And I'm not in a hurry. Okay, let's see how these 5 years work. I'm learning. This is a new area. It's a new career. It's a new field. Let's see how things work. You know, but if you rush for these positions, you won't make it in life. But I want people to notice my abilities. Okay, what I can do for them. Once they have noticed my capabilities in politics, maybe they'll put up their hand. Remember, a leader is chosen by the people. Okay, so to become a leader, the people must want you. I cannot impose myself on the people. No, the people must want you. Because you're good. All right? Yeah. And I hope that as I continue to serve Malawi and my constituency, people will notice how good I am. And maybe in future they will consider me for any other position. Yeah.
Now we are drawing closer to the very end of our chat, Honorable. In a minute, tell me, what do you believe is your true legacy in Malawian football, and what do people misunderstand about you?
Let me start with the second question. People think I'm aloof. They think I'm a snob. I'm the easiest man to be with. I'm a people's man. I love working with people. I'm open-minded. And they change when the moment they come close to me, they realize, is it how simple this man is? Maybe it's my belt, my physicality, maybe it's my voice, But I'm a gentle giant.
Yeah.
Okay, and I love working with people. I'm happy I played a part in Malawi football, where I laid a strong foundation for football to thrive. Football would not have been there if I didn't leave a strong foundation. A foundation for competitions to take place. Okay, at all levels, for both men and women. Okay, I laid a strong foundation for sponsors. Up until now, they're still sponsoring. Okay, I left an environment where people love football. When I was coming in, fans were very hostile. There was hooliganism, violence. It's so peaceful. Men and women can go and watch football because I left that foundation. I left that legacy. And I left the legacy of the team qualifying to the Africa Cup of Nations twice. Malawians have seen the Flames at AFCON twice. The new generation saw it in Cameroon, where we went as far as the round of 16 with Gaba scoring his magical goal. So, I mean, those are things that I remember and say, wow, I said, I did my best. There's a stadium there. They have new offices in Chiwembe. Most associations do not have. I left an institution that is modern, well run, well organized. It's not a village operation. And that's me. Okay? Yeah, that's me.
So pomalizira ndimafuna muyankhule kwa anthu akunsanje constituency kwanu komanso muyankhule ndi amalawi onse amene akhala kusatirani nthawi zonsezi. Ena mwakula nawo anali mafanzi anu mukusewera mpira, ena anali okukondani mmene munali kufamu kuja. Ndifuna muyankhule ku amalawi amene akutionera panopa komaliza.
Ndiyambi ndi anthu aku constituency kwanga kumudzi kwanga. Dera lovutika kwambiri. Nsanje ndi district imene anthu ndi aumphawi uvutika zoti so anthu ali ndi moyo timangothokoza Mulungu. Anthu akugona ndithu ndi njala. Dera sili kutukuka, palibe chitukuko chimene tikupita upite pa boma makhala ngati pa boma ngati pamudzi pamene. So ineyo ndikubwera kuti ndidzagwire ntchito kuti Nsanje itukuke, koma ikhalenso dera limene ikhale model Malawi munomu, kuti anthu akaona kuti kodi constituency imatha kuyenda chonchi. President Arthur Peter Mutharika apereka ndalama zimene zibwere 5 billion Malawi kachapa constituency. Ndifuna fund imene ibwere ikhale model kuti pali governance yabwino, zitukuko zabwino, kugwirizana kwabwino, kuti chitukuko chiyende chonchi, ndipo chitukuko chakumwa tonse tikhale pansi tizikambirana. Koma pakhalenso dongosolo osati ukatangale. Masomphenya anga ndikuti Nsanje 5 years from now ikhale yapita patsogolo, ma business akhala atabwera, anthu alembedwe ntchito, railway yathu imalizike. IMCP anayamba railway line panopo yayima. Anaikokomeza nthawi ya zisankho, mene zisankho zatha, contractor wa Chinese wathawa, makobiri alibe. Ndefe tini ntchito no railway imene itani kodi ite. Kunali masomphenya adoko amene bingu anayika, amene ajati adzuseso kuti pamene katundu wina akudusa munjanji komanso pa nyanja tikupanga connect ndi Indian Ocean. Tufuna kupita ma investors, kulibe makampani. Tindi banki imodzi FTH basi. Makampani kulibe, ulimi kulibe. Tufuna tibwerese solar irrigation, kwa timangodalira nthirira wakamozi pachaka mvula ikabwera. Ndi anthu akhala ndi njala kwambiri. Azimayi angokhala ambiri kusana pite sangatopeza ntchito ndi amangokhala basi nzo. Koma tifuna tiapange empower chimozi ndi ma youth tili ma program oti apange empower. Ndalama zimene zibwera 5 billion zitithandizira misewu, ma bridge, kulibe. Ndiye ndifuna kuti tipange chatsopano chanyuwani chimene anthu azana kuti komatu kunabwera mota Nyamilandu wasintisa zinthu. Ndi thokoze mafans amene ndagwira nawo ntchito nthawi yayitali kumpira kuti anatipanga support. Dzina limene ndapanga kumpira limene linandithandiza kuti tikawina constituency. Fuka anthu amaona ntchito zanga kuti munthu uyu solephera. Toona kumpira nasintisa zinthu. Ndiyathokoza chifukwa chipanda kuti iwowo sanapanga appreciate ndikundilandira kumpira sibwenza dzina langa lili labwino koma iwowo anandipanga support ineyo ndine manoma ine manoma nasera wanderers neni fans yambiri ya manoma komanso fans yambiri even ku bullets kumene so ndine wampira ndipo mpira suzachoka mmagazi ndikufuna kumanga stadium ndimalizise stadium kunsanje yapamwamba pamene ndili ku parliament ndipitiriza panga advocate okay stadium ya manoma imalizike anapanga promise Arthur Peter Mutharika koma MCP atabwera anazasiya stadium ya Maule imeneja ite komanso kuno ku Blantyre kukhale stadium kama stadium yatha mwambo olumbirisika ninkachita manyazi bwanji tsiku lina tizalumbisane stadium ili yabwino Mzuzu ifunika stadium yabwino ndifuna ndatsimikiza kuti pamene ndili mu parliament inde ndikuyimirira constituency yanga koma ndikuyimiranso dziko pazimene zikufunikira mbali ya mpira ndipitiriza advocating kuti kukhale ma incentive oyenerera kwa ma sponsors kuti ma sponsors amene apanga sponsor mpira koma alibe ma incentives kuti apange support ma club akuononga ndalama zimene amaononga pachaka ndi zambiri kuposa zimene amanda kwa ma sponsors mapereke sidu kutukuka tifuka ma player sakulandira salary yapamwamba koma tipereke ma incentives ma sponsors akhoza kubwera munjira zosiyana kuti mpira wathu utukuke nde iwo ndikulimbisa mtima kuti ali ndi ambassador so kuti za mpirazo nazitaya ngakhale kumpira kusini maonekera koma kokapanga malamulo ku parliament akhulupirire kuti ineyo zampira ndikapanga zampira
Honorable Walter Macmillan Nyamilandu Manda, it has been a pleasure hosting you on a Face2Face podcast. I really did enjoy your company. Thank you very much, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Victor.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a close. We have concluded today's edition of Face2Face podcast. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And don't you forget to drop a comment in the comment section and give us feedback on how you have enjoyed this episode. Bye-bye.